Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the LCSW network. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channel, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this channel is to create a community of hope and support where social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Well, welcome back to Self-Care Saturday. Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 26 of our Self-Care Saturday series. So last week, we began with a four-part episode series on the SAMHSA recovery model. So last week, we talked about the working definition of recovery, the four major dimensions that support a life in recovery. In today's episode, we will cover the first three guiding principles of recovery from the SAMHSA recovery model. And those three guiding principles of recovery are: recovery emerges from hope, recovery is person-driven, and recovery occurs via many pathways. So let's start with the first one. Recovery emerges from hope. So here's how SAMHSA defines hope. Hope is the belief that recovery is real, provides the essential and motivating message of a better future, that people can and do overcome the internal and external challenges, barriers, and obstacles that confront them. Hope is internalized and can be fostered by peers, families, providers, allies, and others. Hope is the catalyst of the recovery process. So this is how SAMHSA defines the recovery principle of hope for our clients. My thesis is that hope is not only necessary and important for the work that we do with our clients, it's also important that we maintain hope for ourselves, hope in our own lives, for the people in our lives that are important to us, not just our clients. But more importantly, we need to maintain hope for ourselves, because the work that we do, while it's very important, it can also be very draining. We can also succumb to the risk factors of compassion fatigue and burnout and vicarious traumatization. And we always need to be vigilant to maintain a sense of hope. Again, given that the clients that we're working with have seen so many traumatic events and experiences in their lives, we can often finish the workday feeling hopeless. Taking that hopelessness that our clients are experiencing or have experienced it, and again, if we're not vigilant, we can become vicariously traumatized. We can fall prey to compassion fatigue and burnout. So maintaining hope is extremely important for the work that we do as social workers and other licensed mental health professionals. The second guiding principle: recovery is person-driven. So again, this is how SAMHSA defines recovery as person-driven. Self-determination and self-direction are the foundations for recovery, as individuals define their own life goals and design their unique paths toward those goals. Individuals optimize their autonomy and independence to the greatest extent possible by leading, controlling, and exercising choice over the services and supports that assist their recovery and resilience. In doing so, they are empowered and provided the resources to make informed decisions, initiate recovery, build on their strengths, and gain or regain control over their lives. So, very important. Self-determination, self-direction. And again, while we remember how important these concepts are for our clients, for our patients, let us not forget to give ourselves the same grace in terms of our own self-care practices. That's why I always say self-care is a self-directed practice. Self-care is self-determined. I can't tell you how you do self-care. I know how I do self-care. getting on my bicycle, twice a week. That's part of my self-care routine. Making these videos, ironically enough, is part of my self-care because it kind of gives me the motivation, every week to come out here and make these videos. But I can't tell you, all of you, how to practice self-care. That's where self-determination and self-direction are so important. Again, not just for our clients, but for ourselves. And the third guiding principle that we're going to talk about in this video is recovery occurs via many pathways. So individuals are unique with distinct needs, strengths, preferences, goals, culture, and backgrounds, including trauma experience that affect and determine their pathways to recovery. Recovery is built on the multiple capacities, strengths, talents, coping abilities, resources, and inherent value of each individual. Recovery pathways are highly personalized. They may include professional clinical treatment, use of medications, faith-based approaches, peer support, and other approaches. Recovery is nonlinear, characterized by continual growth and improved functioning that may involve setbacks. Because setbacks are a natural, though not inevitable, part of the recovery process, it is essential to foster resilience for all individuals and families. Abstinence from the use of alcohol, illicit drugs, and non-prescribed medications is the goal for those with addictions. Use of tobacco and non-prescribed or illicit drugs is not safe for anyone. In some cases, recovery pathways can be enabled by creating a supportive environment. This is especially true for children who may not have the legal or developmental capacity to set their own course. So again, I would invite all of you to think about, you could replace recovery in this, what I just read, with self-care. So again, self-care, there's so many different pathways to it that I make these videos just to inspire conversation and discussion and thought. There's no one way to practice self-care. That's the beautiful thing about self-care. Just like that's the beautiful thing about recovery for our clients. There's so many different pathways. And again, and what I love about these different guiding principles of recovery is they all are supporting each other. The more that we can think about the many different pathways for our own self-care, the more hope that we have for ourselves. This is a parallel process. We give our clients options and choices in their treatment plans, in their recovery plans, and that gives them more hope because they understand that there's no one size fits all for their recovery. And just like for ourselves, there's no one size that fits all that for our self-care. There are many different pathways, right? And again, we are invited to direct and determine our own pathways of self-care to increase our own hope for ourselves. And for, again, when we can sustain ourselves with hope and self-determination and pathways of self-care, that makes us better therapists. That makes us better social workers. Because now we also have increased empathy for our clients. Because we are practicing from hope, and we are participating in self-direction and self-determination, and we are practicing many pathways of self-care. All right, so I'm going to stop right there, but I want to thank you all for watching this video. To all the social workers and other licensed mental health professionals, thank you for the work that you do every day for your clients, for your agencies, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.